Radical.
Welcome to part one of Radical Rapid Fire Cover Response for May the 1st through May the 8th, 2022. Short comments, quick replies. Rune Mamba. I got a similar model to this TV from Medad a while back. It's a solid TV, but damn, $298? These TVs always go on sale for like $150, $180 around the holidays. Well, yeah, you got a good point there. That on would be the cheapest TV that Walmart has, and they go on sale during the holidays. But still, even being the cheapest TV, it's a 4K 55-inch television. As I was leaving that Walmart, the lady looked at it and she was like, under $300 for this? And she was like, damn, I mean, it's an off-brand name, but, just like 5 years ago, this would have been well over $1,000. Well over $1,000 for that very TV. So you got to look at it in the grand scheme of things. TVs are one of the cheapest things and the biggest deals that you can actually get right now. I mean, gas is going up, houses are going up, a lot of things are going up, cars are going up in price, but TVs, still a relatively great deal right now. Dude Guy, 55 is a great size for a TV, not too big, not too small. That's what I've got. I think that most people, 50, 55 is more than enough for the TV that they need. I don't personally think there's a TV that's too big. I mean, I'm kind of like, I like the movie theater experience. But still, for moving something, 55 is a great TV. It's still going to be kind of light. Anybody can pick it up. You can fit it in the trunk of a big vehicle like an Impala. So, that was my thinking there. 55 is arguably the perfect size for a TV. Absolutely perfect. And nowadays, the bezel is very thin also. So, yeah, it used to be if you had a 55, then you would have a huge bezel around the TV, but now not so much. Actually, it's lighter than what was replacing what she had, which was a 46. It was about half as heavy as the 46, which was a Panasonic Plasma it was replacing. Patrice Bryant, I'm so jazzed! You inspire me to locate my collection, and now I can check them all out. Money, money, money signs. I have binders full and many duplicates too. Thank you, thank you. Binders upon binders you have, Patrice Bryant. Yeah, it's fun to kind of be inspired to actually look through what you have. Sometimes you don't know what you have. You just don't know. You might be looking through your binders. If you have some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you could have maybe a dark black magician or whatever that is. If you have some Magic the Gathering cards, be on the lookout for a Black Lotus. If you have a Black Lotus, you can actually sell that and buy you a real Lotus car. It's crazy to think. I mean, it's cardboard, but some of that cardboard, I mean, I think it's kind of stupid people would pay that much for a card or anything, but it's part of the system. I still think it's kind of stupid, but this stuff, some of it's really, really pricey. I might have some things that are incredibly rare. Who knows? I mean, it's just cardboard, but, people will place their values on the cardboard. We're a silly species, I will say. Martyville, Charizard is my favorite Pokemon. It's a freaking fire-breathing European dragon. Well, I didn't know it was a European dragon. I was just thinking like fire-breathing dragon. It's kind of funny. Charizard, the fire-breathing European dragon. I would say no Pokemon should beat Charizard. Unless you got like a T-Rex. Or Godzilla. Maybe a Godzilla Pokemon could beat Charizard. It's probably one of the reasons Charizard's so popular. It's a freaking fire-breathing dragon. That's gonna beat like a Churcher or a Squirtle or a Shoe or a, Charmander or what, how can any of that stand up against a fire-breathing dragon? Dumez, love my old Datsun. Last day I had it, I drained out all the oil. This was a longer comment, but I'll make it a little smaller here. Last day I drained out all the oil and put the gas to the floor in neutral for fun at the junkyard. It got boring, I maxed it out, no oil, and would not seize or explode or anything. I've heard this done with Toyotas. Maybe they have like rusted frames, Camrys that are going to a junkyard, just to put them out on their merry way. They'll actually, try to just rev the engine with no oil in it, just to have fun. And some of those vehicles were so well built in the 80s and 90s. Not today, not these fucking Chryslers or whatever. Some of these Chrysler's engines explode with oil in the engine. But like back in that time era, the 80s and 90s, people actually cared. They put time into the production of the vehicles. They did actually they don't build them like they used to. That's not just a phrase. That's truth. They don't build them with the same level of quality like they used to. Even like the Econoboxes back in the 80s and 90s. Nowadays, you buy a new car for $50,000, $60,000, and it's not even on the same level of a used car from that era of the 80s and 90s. Penguin Wizard. Before Patreon was a thing, when people did try to e-beg, they got so much crap for it. Yes, imagine what a great time that was. A decade ago. What a great time that was on YouTube. People actually got crap for expecting and requesting money from people for uploading YouTube hobby videos. It was a great time. People were called out properly for actually having Patrons for just uploading again hobby uploads talking about video games. I mean, it was great. It's fantastic, Like, imagine being in a coma, waking up, 5-10 years later, getting on YouTube and seeing all this e-begging, the super thanks, the Patreon, the join, and leaving a comment, And you're like, what the hell happened? This is just a couple years ago where these people are properly called out. Now there's so much of it, the virus of e-begging just spread, and now, yeah, it's just bad, man. It's just bad. Laser Active Guy. No Intellivision Amico games inducted. Well, I think there's a policy that they have that you actually have to qualify and actually be a console that's released. So there are many possible Hall of Fame videos in the Amico library. There's the Tank game, there's the Fox game. I forgot about some of these legendary games. It's shame on me. There's Cornhole. There's Moon Patrol. There's Debbie Does Dallas. There's a lot of games that are coming out on they aren't coming out. I mean, they were made, but they'll never see the light of day, but they exist, or they're in prototype, I just think that they'll never be in that Hall of Fame unless there's a wing of like maybe almost games. And even then, I don't know. There's a lot of like canceled games, like maybe like Scalebound. That's a big Xbox canceled game. Maybe, one level from Scalebound is better than anything on the Amico, by the way. It's a shame that Scalebound was not finished, isn't it? Right? King Games. Top Hat Gaming shilling that Patreon while preaching about not buying King of Fighters 15 because it's Saudi's own SNK. Yeah, I saw that upload. When I saw the upload, I meant I saw the icon when I typed in SNK King of Fighters 15 Saudi Arabia. It was the YouTube video that pops up. Now, I didn't see it. I don't really watch Top Hat Gaming Man. Ever since his wife basically called me a lunatic, wrongly, because I come off like a lunatic, don't I? I tell you what's crazy, giving that guy money for his YouTube hobby uploads. What kind of lunatics donate to that guy, right? If he has an argument against SNK, because that Saudi Arabia guy that's actually ordered hits on people, had many atrocities, he's a really bad fella, I'll say. I mean, I get it. I get the argument he would be making if that's what he talks about in the upload. Maybe not buying King of Fighters 15. There's a lot of games out there. There's a lot of great fighting games. So, if you want to avoid buying that game and, buy something like Street Fighter or Killer Instinct or something else or Mortal Kombat, then yeah, like I get that argument. What I don't get again is like having a Patreon and somehow preaching about things while taking in charity donations from your audience on YouTube. Like, I don't understand that. But, I mean, here again, I'm not saying he's as evil as a Saudi Arabian prince. I will commend him for sticking to his guns on it, not buying that, not reviewing that game. I will. But, I will, of course, say that, he shouldn't be begging. But, I mean, you all know me, right?